gentlemen, creatures of the night, and whoever is currently avoiding responsibilities by hiding in their bathroom with headphones on, welcome to another unholy gathering of the Underground Nation podcast, where careers are elevated, truth gets exposed, and occasionally someone overshares enough trauma to make their therapist request overtime pay. Tonight's guests? Oh no, not just guests. These are certified survivors, forged in the cold streets of Flint, Michigan before social media existed, before rappers needed ring lights, before everybody suddenly became a marketing guru after selling 3 t-shirts to their cousins. For over 30 years, these underground warlords have survived label drama, industry snakes, changing trends, broke promoters, suspicious gas station burritos, and tour bathrooms so terrifying they should be investigated by federal authorities. They've dropped classic projects, rocked over 200 shows, built a legacy most artists can only pretend to have in Instagram captions, and somehow they're still here. Still dangerous, still dropping music, still proving that real legends don't expire. Please show some respect for the iconic, the legendary, the always repping Flint, Project Born. And leading tonight's interrogation, she's fiery, she's fearless, she's one bad day away from being banned from several family restaurants. A redheaded menace wrapped in charisma, sarcasm, and beautiful chaos. The woman who asks the questions people are too scared to ask. Please welcome your host, the flame-haired queen of destruction, Feral Minx. Hide your secrets, hide your excuses, and someone, please hide the alcohol from the narrator. What the fuck? Not from Wisconsin, trying to mention. The interview starts right now.
Yo, what's good, Underground Nation? It's your girl, the flame-haired, fire-starting, truth-talking host, Feral Minx. And tonight, we're stepping into something legendary. We're not talking about a wave. We're not talking about a trend. We're talking about a movement that survived decades. Straight out of Flint, Michigan, built in the fire since 1989. These are the kind of artists who didn't wait for permission, didn't wait for algorithms, didn't wait for validation. They got it out the mud, out the road, out the grind. Over 30 years deep, 200 plus shows, 12 projects, and still dropping heat with their upcoming album, Last Ride. Tonight, we sit down with the ones who stayed 10 toes through every era, the ones who kept it raw, kept it real, and kept it moving. Give it up for Project Born.
Yeah. Yes. How you doing?
So glad to have you guys in tonight. I've been excited about sitting down with you guys. I really have. So take us back to 1989. What was the environment like in Flint when Project Born first came together, and what pushed you to take music seriously?
Well, really, 89, music really wasn't even on my radar at the time, when we first start really getting into it. And then we, how it really all came together, and it came together just on accident. I would, just came back from Kentucky, and my uncle used to do music, and he was the one that kind of influenced me to do music. Like, it wasn't no rapper, nothing with my uncle. He was penning, he played all the music, everything we learned through music, everything was from my Uncle Scott. Like, everything. Like, he was instrumental in, the launch of me even doing music at all. He had all the hits, he played all the music that was, that was in, at the time. And we was all just like, we were just close with him, And then when me and Pint actually really kind of got to it, it was on accident. We was just holding a pad, just like writing. We was writing, then we would walk by each other with a pad. And one day we was like, man, let's make a group. That's how it really happened. Like, it wasn't no special thing was somebody bought him to him. We lived in the same, it was like my brother. We like brothers. We was together every day. We'd be at, Pint House in his basement, chilling. Be a bunch of us. We'd be sitting out, like on the set, spot called the set where everybody go to, hang out, drink liquor and stuff like that, beer and,
Sitting around doing nothing, just like, let's just do this.
Yeah, like then we get drunk and then it's just like, man, let's be a group. All right. That's how
there's the culprit right there. That's drinking. That's how a lot of ideas spawn right there.
Yeah, and we started like drinking early. Like we were sneaking drink,
Oh goodness.
I remember like we were about 14, 15, before our parents tried to hide it from our parents and stuff, you know what I'm saying? So we would
kids don't follow suit. Don't follow suit.
But so and I'm talking about it was really just like we just said start doing, then we just started getting together, trying to, put things together and then kind of recording. We put a microphone through 2 speakers and we would record that way. So we record stuff on tapes and stuff, and then we would take them, try to sell them around the neighborhood. Like, that's how we got started. But the thing about it though, like when we first got it going, everybody used to play us off. This is like, man, nobody want to hear that. You know what I'm saying? That's before, I won't lie, that's before we started to hone our crafts a little bit. We was still raw. We wasn't, that good at that moment.
But you were ambitious.
Yeah. So, and it was just like, I started studying music, like studying rappers at that time, and as time went on, we would study more music, and then it was just like, all right, Pint cousin come, like, man, I'm gonna take y'all to the studio. He's like, bet. We go to the studio, we drop that first song, the Losing It joint, and we rap for forever on there. As we dropped that joint, then we was like, man, that should be dope with Esham on here. And Esham at that time was the man, you know what I'm saying? Like he was, he was the guy, shout out to that man. That man was when we finally went to do the remix of that joint with Esham. And it was just like, it's crazy, like the reception we got from, that was the part that thrust us into the game. Like, boom, we got Esham, he the man. Like, we go get E, we put him on that, then we finally dropped the single.
Yeah.
And it just blows up. Like, everybody like, man, everybody was on that single. That one, all we had was that single out. That lit us up. You know what I'm saying? That lit us up.
When you dropped that single with Esham, did you realize at that moment you were stepping into something bigger than just local buzz?
Nope. We still didn't even understand that like, we just thought we were just rapping. We didn't ever look at it as like it was really gonna blow like that. We were just rapping. After we did with Esham, then everything started to come about. But everything like really didn't start to come about until we started doing Psychopathic and we dropped our record then.
Right.
And that's when it just went just crazy. Like it was crazy after that. It was like we met Jay and them through Esham. I don't know, am I speeding? Am I going too fast?
Oh, no, absolutely not. No, I am right here with you. Listen, I'm Speedy Gonzalez on the brain flow, honey. We there.
Okay. So, like when we first dropped the single, we didn't know ICP and them or nothing. We heard of Esham, like, my homeboy knew of Esham. He the one brought Esham to my attention because I hadn't quite even heard of Esham before. And then he was telling me, like, man, this dude's good, like Tupac and Scarface now. I'm like, man, bullshit. He make his own there. I'm still like, bullshit. And then I heard him.
You got to see it to believe it.
Yeah, and then when I heard him, I'm like, this motherfucker is crazy.
Yeah.
But he was so raw, he was so raw. And I'm just sitting there like,
whole nother sound.
Yeah, he was a whole different level of, and I'm just sitting there, as I sit and watch Esham, like, he was steady, doing him, and I'm sitting there listening to his shit. I'm just like, man, he convinced me. He was like, at that moment, top 3 in the game to me. At that moment, in like 93, 94, around here, when I really first heard of him, I think I heard him probably before he came. I heard him probably like in 91.
Early 90s is honestly, there wasn't too much different sound back then. Mm-hmm. That's when everybody was trying to make a name for themselves. So, I mean, he definitely stood out among the crowd.
He was so different. I'm talking about, and everything he done like then, like, I haven't heard nobody that good. Like, as far as doing this underground type music, there's nobody that can beat that 91, 92, 93, 4, 5. He was miles away ahead of everybody. The shit he was putting together was crazy. It was crazy what he was doing. The samples he would use, everything he do, the way he put his album together, the flow, everything, them, artists, all them. That shit was crazy.
To think that all of that was done in the early 90s. Could you imagine what Esham would be capable of? All that stuff today?
Man.
All of that today. Yeah, man.
Even when I see him perform now, even these days, I stand and made him like a fan, like a serious fan. And I'd be sitting there singing song for song with him, like, you know, because back in the day, we used to bump so much Esham, like, he just came on, like, in a wave. Like, he was dropping an album down there every...
That's amazing, though. That's what I'm talking about. How he was doing that back then, and the technology is not, you know, like today, it's crazy, but could you imagine how much that would have took off and what it already did then, and the capabilities?
He was so far ahead of the game. And back then, we was on, like, reel to reel and ADAT. Like, you couldn't mess up. Like, if you mess up, you had to start from the top. You know, it wasn't no punching like it is now.
Yeah, it's different.
Like then, if you mess
game.
up, you got to start over totally. So I'm like, man, I don't know how he can make sure he gets them all and, you know, not mess up. And his shit would to be so crisp. The way he put his shit together, it was just on point. And he would then, you know, kind of like when we started, you know, when we finally, you know, got in touch with them, we did a show with them first. They came to Flint to do a show with this spot called the Capitol. Downtown Flint. We do the show with them and artists, you know. We come up there, you know, we think we done something. We get down. We like, shoot, we was younger too. Like, you know, we had way more energy and everything, so we thought we got down.
And you always get energy when you're young until you start getting in your 30s, then, you know, shit start falling apart then.
Yeah, exactly. And then we thought, boy, that boy came through there and tore it up. I'm talking about just ripped the roof off of it. I'm sitting there looking like, God damn, it was crazy.
Every day, creative spirits pour their hearts into their craft, only to feel ignored. No support, no network, no real community. That's why the Boogieverse was created. A place where musicians, podcasters, artists, streamers, entrepreneurs and creators connect, collaborate, and rise together. Stop chasing success alone. Join the Boogieverse Discord today, where creative spirits build each other up to greatness.
And then, after we did the show, we end up, you know, setting up to do the song probably a couple of weeks later. We go drop the losing, we go to Detroit, me in the studio. So when I'm sitting here, you know, when you get there, like, you got to kind of not to be starstruck, you know, when you know when you get to it, when you're doing music, like, you know, but we kind of knew that, but, you know, when you're doing music and then you see somebody like that you done heard on record and they that, and then you see them, you got to act like you belong. Instead of just being like, hey, this is Esham. You know, it was so surreal. I had so many out of body of me sitting there, and I'm sitting there looking like, man, this is fucking Esham. You know what I'm saying? And he just come through, put this shit down, boom, boom, start playing the beat, made the beat, play that motherfucker. Oh, shit. So I'm like, man, all I'm saying, like, just don't fuck it up. You know what I'm saying?
That's your one shot. You got one job.
You want to prove you belong. You know what I'm saying? So it kind of got to that. We go up there, we finish the track, you know. We talked with him. It was at this spot called The Disc up in Detroit. It was cool as shit. And when we finished it, we played this motherfucking song all night. From the time we got there, boy, to the time we probably went to sleep, we kept playing it back. Had everybody come over, listen to this, you know, and it was just on repeat. And then when it finally came out, then that put us in the game. That stamped us in the game. You know what I'm saying? That was the start of everything. And then, you know, a little bit down the road, then we come and, you know, we start messing with Psychopathic, but we ended up met Jaden them through Esham. You know, I had never heard of ICP at that moment. I never did. And,
signing with Psychopathic Records in the early 90s like that, what did that whole era teach you about the music industry early on?
You better have your business together.
Well, that was straight to the point. And get your shit straight.
Yeah, like really, like one thing I learned is like that whole time, like if we could have go back and redo it all again, we'd have probably did certain things different and would have been a lot richer.
And not be drinking at 14, 15 years old.
Right, the drink time was going on. it was, cause like we came up really in the projects. So Project Born ain't just a name. We ain't put a facade together. We was really in the projects, grinding it out. You know what I'm saying? We talking center dinners and powdered milk and cheese and all that. Like we really was in the projects on that struggle. So when we finally met ICP now, they came down with Esham to do a show at this spot called The Network down in Flint. And it was like, they came, we introduced each other, you know what I'm saying? It was just like, we go on, we rock out like we do. And, Esham goes ahead and he does what he do. ICP and them do what they do. But see, the thing about it, at that moment, a lot of our people didn't understand, like, the ICP thing. So they came out, they kicking Fago and shit everywhere. Our people, they come dressed dapper. You know what I'm saying? They pop getting all on.
Showers for you.
Motherfuckers, people, they were mad at motherfuckers. I swear they was mad as hell. I'm like, man, So at that show, that's where ICP ended up inviting us to do another show, probably months away, down in Detroit, St. Andrews Hall. So they like, hey man, why don't y'all do this show with blah, blah, blah. We're like, bet. But it was like our first time being out of Flint doing the show. So we kind of figured out like, how familiar people are with us, So at that time, we trying to figure that out. We ain't never been out of Flint. We get to Detroit, St. Andrews Hall. Like, if anybody, ever been in St. Andrews Hall, like, everybody knows that's the legendary stomping ground stage of one of the undergrounds of Detroit. Like, everybody who had performed at St. Andrews. We talking everybody. Nas, Aretha Franklin, Scarface, everybody. Like, all the who's who. And so we get in there, and I'm like, man, me and Pike, we nervous as hell. This is before Chris even got in the group. Me and Pike nervous as hell. So we like, man, we sitting up there, they had to put on these Reaper suits and shit. We shaking like a mother. We like, for real. So we get up there, and then my man come out, he introduced us, and everybody's going crazy. I'm like, oh. And that was just the stamp to say, okay, we heard of you. We heard about you. And then that was like our officially out of Flint thing before, and we did that. And then I believe months later, we end up signing with Psychopathic, which we thought we was going to end up going with Real Life. But, I don't know what transpired. I guess, with us, I think probably with us, our thing was we was new to the game. We didn't know business. We knew street business, and they don't always go hand in hand. Yeah,
it's a lot different.
When you're in street business, you get paid every day.
Yeah.
So we thinking, we supposed to get paid every day, like in music.
No. Yeah.
How you go out, you see everybody got on the Project Born shirt. Everybody did. There's got to be some money being made somewhere.
Somewhere, and it's going right back into it to make more money later on for you to profit.
Yeah, but see, one thing we didn't understand at that moment of how the business ran. Like, we don't know everything runs in quarterly, So we before it came about, Jay called like, hey man, look, I want to holler at y'all about something, blah blah. I'm like, bet, He was like, man, we want y'all to sign with us. That was the thing. They come to Flint, we meet downtown, get together, sign the contract, boom. We're like, okay, we on Psychopathic. Like, that quick. Like, that was quick. Like, Psychopathic jumped in quick. It was quick.
Shit. 3 minutes, one dime, nothing. Just, just wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. Out your way.
Yeah. We jumped on that. We were like, okay, saying, like, let's do what we do. We get on there. We start putting the Born Dead record together because we had some song before that, and somehow somebody lost the ADATs. So we didn't have our original thing that we was going to drop. Like, it was just cold. So we ended up putting Born Dead together, like. So we go with the track with ICP, which we ended up doing the Graveyard joint. They used to come down to Flint, pick us up, take us back to Detroit, drop us off Mike Clark House, go in there, make magic. They come back, pick us up, take us back home. Every time we did. Like,
damn, who did you?
I swear they was, Staggy had this old school with jumping that boy. Jay had this, that tracker, that side tracker, whatever the thing is, like a little tracker truck, you know what I'm saying? And then we just like, they used to always come to the project, like, you know what I'm saying? They was like, they was some of the only outsiders to be able to just come in the projects and be safe, you know what I'm saying? So then it was just like, at that moment, after we did that with them, then, that's when things really took off. Like, I probably like when we dropped Born Dead, which was in 95, February 25th, 95. I said, the next week after that, I go to the mall and all these people just rush me. And I'm looking like, what
That's when you got known, man.
I'm like, hold on. Because back then, like, you go to the mall, usually, like, like, me and my Born Boy went, like, usually we couldn't go to the mall. We was like at least 10 deep because it was like in the thick of things with people from different neighborhoods who always wanted to do something.
Something must have been a bitch then. There wasn't no Amazon, no Instacart.
No, you go to the mall back then.
And sunglasses and a head,
You go in, you had to be at least 10 deep. at least.
Good.
This day, me and my homeboy go together. It's us two. And I'm talking about these people would come out. Born Dead had just dropped probably a week before. And these people would come out, they surrounded me. They were surrounding me. I'm like, dang. So I had to sit down about an hour and talk, like 20, 25, 30 kids. Like, just about, what's going on? You got nothing better to do? Like, sound like I'm just a superstar. I'm like, okay. So then that really let you know, like, okay, things is different. We spent our little time on Psychopathic. We just had a lot of kind of disagreement with our people and theirs. And I think, more on the lines of us just not knowing the business. And that's how lines got crossed,
What can one little stick pack do? Better question, what can't it do? You see, this isn't an ordinary stick pack. This is Make Fit, a bioactive precision peptide that supports strength building, endurance, and specialized support for each of your 650 muscles. In the end, this little stick pack is your way of finding more confidence, resilience, and discipline. Small packet, big results. Make Fit now available in caffeine-free.
Now if you listen, I don't do no dissing. They don't mention my name, put these stand on business. Rap game finished, can I get a witness? So ridiculous, so picture this. You talk that talk, I'm living it. I hope you all remember, I know gangster, but I'm with the shit. I listen, plotting, twisting, finger itching. Now you switching in my vision. I see millions, then I take my two boys fishing. I go crazy, screws is missing. Call my hitman, then you missing. Hope they Clemens, cause I'm pitching all them balls up off the mitten. Cross my path, that's where you ending. Project boy forever winning. I'm so fresh, so clean like OUTKASD. You hear me? I don't fit the competition, but the chicken won't forget you. Say you looking for the illest, ain't nobody out the ill. I got my ears out to the street, I hear them dissing. They never paid attention when I had no pot to piss in. But now we back up in it, I can see them haters switching. It's funny, now they tell us we just what the game is missing. If you listen, yeah, they whisper when we walking through the door. You looking for the illest, you ain't gotta look no more. We back up in the game and now we running up the scope. Legendary, what they call us, so we here to steal the show. That's on the floor.
Listen to the streets, wonder what the hell they talking about. Out here dissing me and your GC, you better watch him out. Beauty but a beast, when unleashed, then I'm problematic. We don't hide in bushes while y'all cooking, we come out the attic. It's on the scene, I suppose, and I'm well mannered. Feeling like a model, I'm a pose when I see a camera. You can't call my bluff, we got stuff to make your toe touch. They can't whisper about us, cause in real life y'all don't know much. Coming from the bottom, but my people say I'm legendary. At my opposition, y'all career is at the cemetery. If you ask about me, they should tell you I'm the chosen one. Picking rare sheep, y'all the black and I'm the golden one.
I got my ears out to the street, I hear them dissing. They never paid attention when I had no pot to piss in. But now we back up in it, I can see them haters switching. It's funny, now they tell us we just what the game is missing. If you listen, yeah, they whisper when we walking through the door. You looking for the illest, you ain't gotta look no more. We back up in the game and now we running up the scope. Legendary, what they call us, so we here to steal the show. That's on the floor.
Can you listen while I'm pitching? You ain't hitting shit. Run up on these boys with any noise, fools, we with this shit. And don't forget, we right up on your chest, it's like a tent. Do you need a reminder who the fuck you really messing with? I'm ruthless just like easy. Ring your ass out like a squeegee. Stay on 10 like I'm like Nippy. Throw your ass off like a frisbee. If you bear, nigga, I'm grizzly. Busy trying to move the sizzy. I need paper now, oh really? I'm a hustler till they kill me. I don't think they feel me. You're supposed to go with me and poke to put this game up in a choke. Hold up, we need a million. I'm the product of a broken home and see me, I'm going silly. I've been guilty trying to get my paper, but the cops was trying to grill me, motherfucker.
I got my ears out to the street, I hear them dissing. They never paid attention when I had no pot to piss in. But now we back up in it, I can see them haters switching. It's funny, now they tell us we just what the game is missing. If you listen, yeah, they whisper when we walking through the door. You looking for the illest, you ain't gotta look no more. We back up in the game and now we running up the scope. Legendary, what they call us, so we here to steal the show. That's on the floor.
They was new in the game too. They didn't understand as much, either. They was coming in, they was fairly new. They was just figuring things out by then. So then it kind of like where we just end up going our separate ways probably after a few months,
Polk, what do you think about that? I mean, how has those experiences, affected things like now? I mean, do you feel that Psychopathic signing on to that was, a big game changer in your recognition as well?
Yeah, like in the beginning, the party he was explaining, I wasn't in the group. I mean, I was in the group. I came in the group like before the EP dropped, but I wasn't on none of the songs because they did the songs before I came in the group. So it was a little different with me. Like when they was getting picked up, like Jay and them coming down, I wasn't in the group at that time. I came in like...
Yes, but Project Born itself, I was getting a name. And that, do you feel like that was their recognition point?
Yeah.
That was the similar friends, I should have phrased that better.
Yeah.
That was their big breaking point, as far as, like with Esham, like what he was saying, that wasn't, so much the big, as far as, getting 10 deep in the mall.
Right. Yeah, that was it. Yeah.
Yeah, so that was a big set. Well, I guess, absolutely.
Yeah, that was like, during the psychopathic days was like, that shot us through the roof. Like, the psychopathic was just coming up hard at that point. I think Ringmaster was just coming out.
Right.
And they were just really coming up hard. Then when we dropped that Born Dead, it just like, for us, it just went crazy. Like, just crazy. I'm like, we like, okay. Cause as you go on, like, through life, like, we kind of got lost a little bit in the shuffle after that. You know what I'm saying? We got lost a little bit in the shuffle. After leaving Psychopathic, when we was on Psychopathic, we actually got a thing from like Hollywood Records who wanted to get us from Psychopathic.
Right.
They did. Hollywood Records is a branch of Disney.
Yeah. So we know a lot about them Disney secrets back there,
Really?
Yeah.
We're talking 95. Like, this was going on with us in 95. Like, we listened, Psychopathic to stay with them. We listened to them and, stay with them. There's a lot of things like, we learned a lot like from them. Like if you see how they run business now, like, as you watch over the years how they became the juggernaut of business, the way they do things, like it's unparalleled to anybody. They do things a certain way and they always on point with their merch. They made us like show us how important merch was. Just the little tweaks, And then getting to deal with Mike Clark. Like, Mike Clark was, he's a musical genius. Everybody who knows about music or anything about music, like, Mike Clark was him. He was the him of the era because he's the one doing the music for them in that era where they was having all these platinum records.
Right. So at that point in time, how many shows would you say that you had already done?
We hadn't done many. Because we had did, one, we had the one with Esham and Artists, then we did the one at the Network, we did the one in Detroit, we did one. The ICP had us do, I think it was a Hollow Wicked or something. We might have
Hollow Wicked.
Yeah, we had the Hollow Wicked. It was Hollow Wicked 90 something. It was 95. Everything we did like with them was to have 95.
So you had just started with your shows and already you was getting mad recognition and everything. So let's fast forward a little bit to that. So whenever you guys were actually getting, on the road and going and doing all of these things, did that life on the road, did it change or affect how your perspective from the beginning to where you were at that point in time?
Go ahead. Said our life on the road?
Yeah.
Yeah. We seen a lot of things being on that road. So it definitely changed perspective or whatever.
Well, what's something that fans would never understand unless they've lived that? Because it's one thing being home, and just spreading your wings and leaving for the first time. It's another totally different thing. Living on the road and just being on that life.
Right. So we did our first tour in, 2008, what we did with Twisted or whatever. Getting out there. It was crazy.
Esham before that, didn't we?
No, the one with E was after.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It's been a long time.
Yeah, the one with Twisted. Just being out, going out to different cities. It just like, man, especially coming from the projects, being in Flint all the time and, not seeing a whole lot, you know what I mean? And then just to get out on that road, it just definitely just opened our eyes like, damn, this is what it is, life on the road. Just hearing about it before, but then actually, living it, it definitely opened our eyes up about everything.
Yeah, I can imagine. So what kept you motivated to keep pushing when the spotlight wasn't always on?
The love of music. When you love music and you grew up on it and you just got it in your heart, that love. It just, and then especially when you go through a lot of things, the experiences, that you get to talk about, and that ain't no better feeling than when you get, fans coming up to you telling you this certain song helped them get through certain things in life and stuff like that. So that was the motivation, to keep us going.
Yep, that was it. Cause like Cause you think about like, when you ain't out doing shows, or you ain't in the midst with the family, when your family out on the road, it's like when you're at home, I'm just dad, I'm just uncle, I'm just a normal person. Yeah, people that see like my daughter, my kids, everybody in the hood, like this. You're not the rapper legend that you are out in the streets.
Right.
You're just Nitty. You're just whatever nickname you like, whatever. You're just that. And, some people would treat you different. Yeah, but it's like your kids, they look at you like you ain't shit.
He's always rude as hell, man. Ungrateful ass little thing. Exactly.
Yeah, but they, like,
I don't care how many Grammys you got. I don't care.
That's just dad. And I'm cool with that. When you get off the road and you deal with that a lot, I'm cool with that. I want it to be like cool, but when you're on the road, it's like, because anything, like one thing about the road, like anything can happen. We are, I think, the poster boys for anything can happen. Anything can happen.
Oh my goodness. What's one of the craziest things that's ever happened on?
I don't even know where to start. Because when I say that, I mean it's saying like when you know how you think, like you're doing something, and when you're in the midst of doing something always happens to fuck up.
The only way to plan accordingly is to plan your plans are gonna fuck up.
Man,
that's it.
Definitely right about that.
We the poster boys for that. Like, we had a transmission go out on us in Texas. It was like we in the middle of Texas, hot as I don't know what. We just we in the middle of the Twisted Tour, and
that's the thing right there. Like when you asked the question about being on the road, like when our transmission cracked, we was on that tour. We was in the middle of nowhere in Texas, small town. Just a random guy happened to be at the gas station and say, "Man, where y'all going?" We told him where we was going to the next show. I think we was going in somewhere. Odessa. Yep. He's like, "I'll take y'all." Took us. Then we get there. Then our homies, they are like our brothers today. The Jokers, Roach Joker and all them, the guys up to 6 Side. We never met them before. Oh man, we'll take y'all to Oklahoma. Oh, we'll take y'all to New Mexico. And just became like best friends with these guys. So that's what it's like when you keep you motivated. Because when they're like, man, we've been big fans of y'all all these years, and to finally meet y'all, then be able to help y'all, that's what keeps us motivated. To want to keep doing it after all the years and all the the problems and everything, ups and downs. So
that's a big factor.
Yeah,
you wouldn't be who you are and have that status and that fame and that clout without your fans, without your audience. You wouldn't be nobody.
Right. Right about that.
Looking for bold, high-quality merch that hits harder than your next show? At Smoke and Barrel Apparel, we fire up the best in screen printing and promotional gear, crafted for bands, artists, and creators who refuse to blend in. From shirts to banners, from tour drops to custom promo runs, we've got your back with the best prices around. Learn more today at Smokin'. That's SMOKINBA.com. Official sponsor of the Underground Nation podcast, supporting the heartbeat of the underground, one print at a time. Contact Ryan Chavez for more information. Smoke and Barrel Apparel, where your brand meets the barrel.
Let's be real. Do you feel like the underground sometimes holds artists back more than it helps them grow?
I don't think so. It depends on what kind of artist you are. Like if you're a mainstream artist, if you looking to be a mainstream artist, and no, but if you're on the underground and like you getting your grind, if you know how to grind on the underground, like when we did started back in the days, everything out of the trunk. You hands on with everything. The underground teaches you how to grind. Cause like even if you mainstream and then I don't care if you're a one hit wonder and then that hit goes down or whatever and you don't get to perform it no more or whatever, then you just fucked. On the underground, you can still grind it out. Cause you can if they love you, no matter what.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They love you regardless. And all you gotta do is you continuously put out music, put out merch, this and that. They're gonna come support you. If they love you from jump, they're not gonna be like, well, the hit is just that.
I was talking about something similar about this earlier. The difference between mainstream and underground, the mentality and the orchestra behind it. Mm-hmm. It's a whole different nature. The underground is more networked and connected and relationship built on a personal level, not a financial who to know type level. You're not mingling just to rub elbows and to make acquaintances. You're actually making real long-term relationships and connections.
But that, you still, I mean, even on the underground, that still matters to an extent. Like, the people you sometimes, it ain't what you know, is who you know. That works even on the underground. Like,
you ain't lying on that. Money talk, bullshit walk. You know,
yeah,
hey.
but you see how they gatekeep. They be gatekeeping.
Yes.
Still down here. They do that down here still. And you got it. Sometimes, like, having them certain connections get you into doors that just regular don't get you in. You're like, man, they connected with ICP. They connected, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, sometimes sometimes them relationships, you know, move you to another area that other people can't get to.
Yeah, you're right on that one. You're absolutely
right on that
one. Yeah. So do you think loyalty to a scene can sometimes limit evolution as artists?
Yeah, I do. Like if you look at like a lot of the fans, they don't like certain artists because of they hear their favorite underground artists saying fuck mainstream or all this and that, so they feel the same way. So then when other artists come, like the younger that's coming up, they have that same mentality. And then it's like, oh, fuck these artists. So they want to stay underground, so they don't never get a chance to grow to see what else is out there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I really believe that.
Limiting your sights before you even see what you're looking at.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. It works like that.
Yeah.
But
you gotta span your horizons. See what's out there.
Absolutely. Don't cap
like
yourself.
us, when we do our music, we do it for everybody, not just one. You know what I'm saying? Category, underground. We do it for all.
Yeah. Well, going on somewhat similar on that, with AI music, fast content blowing up right now, do you feel like authenticity, that's a big word, authenticity? Yeah, you know what the hell I'm trying to say. There we go. You're right there with me. Okay. All right. Ain't no judgment. I can't talk sometimes. Yeah. Do you think it's being overshadowed, or are artists just not adapting fast enough?
I think a lot of artists ain't adapting fast enough.
Say that a little bit louder. Say that a little bit.
Because I don't know, me myself, I don't rock with that AI stuff. I ain't gonna never mess with it. Whatever somebody do, each his own. But we ain't gonna touch that. Let them do what they do. It just takes what you say, the authenticity out of what you're doing.
Right there, I got you, homie. Yep.
And you see all these flyers and all that running around, these videos, all that AI stuff. It's like, oh man, just like, come on now, y'all can be better than that. Like you said, with the times.
They're making it easier.
Yes,
some people don't want to work. They don't want to work it like, creating something like natural. So they'll take the easy route out, and that's what it's coming. That's what it's coming to. Like, I be telling them, like, the way we had to work back in the days, even get home, you had to have your trunk ready. You had to be ready to go pull up, and we doing in back then. Like, there ain't many in stores like it was back then. We used to do in stores, all kind of stuff like that. I mean, you pull up, you got people out there, they meet you, straight. You get to meet these people straight up, like, without, not performing. It's just a day, a Saturday, you doing the in store. And just like people come out, get their records, sign them, like all that stuff meant something. Like, now I don't even own a record player. I don't even own a record player. You know what I'm saying? So
no, not a lot of people do anymore.
Nothing
it's
like
very
that.
rare. You have to adapt to the technologies. It goes back to, kind of what we were talking about in the beginning. It's vastly different from the 90s versus, the 2020s, man. A whole different ball game. Things are not the same, even marketing. The way, TV, cable. Who the hell watches cable anymore?
Yeah, I pay for cable, but I don't watch it.
Exactly. You pay for it, but how often you sit down and watch it?
Yeah, and that's only when sports time coming, like when mainly football season. I'm more on football season than anything.
You know how many people just buy the ESPN channel? They just stream straight ESPN.
What they do, they start putting everything on Prime, Netflix, all this and that. Like, you gotta have all these channels plus cable to get everything. I'm like, man, this is crazy. I gotta get off cable.
I ain't even got time to watch. I watch the same. I put that shit in the background. I don't even watch nothing new.
Right.
All the old shows, yeah.
All the old
on football, but besides that, I'm like on Netflix. I watch Steve Harvey or some crazy stuff like that. Like, I don't get to watch like a lot of stuff like that. It's not worth me paying, the $200 I'm paying for cable. Not worth it.
Yeah, damn, $200. Shit, I ain't damn sure ain't worth it.
Yeah, like I told him, like I asked the dude, I said, man, like, I might watch about 10 channels total, on here, most on sports. I was like, man, you ain't got no package with these 10 channels, just these 10 for $20 or something. Or you got to buy the $200 pack, 200 channel package for you to get them 10. See, that's the kicker.
Yeah, because nobody wants to watch the other, 189 channels.
Man, I don't even know what they are. I couldn't even tell you what the rest of them.
Yeah, I feel you on that one, man. But I wanna kind of go back and let's take a respect and legacy time here. I wanna take a moment to show respect. Capone, rest in peace, brother, rest in peace. What did Pint mean to Project Born? Not just musically, but as a brother. And how has his passing shaped the way you move today?
Man, Pint meant everything. Pint was the life of the party. Pint was always a good time with Pint. He'd piss you off, but you had to love him, man. You had to love him.
We was brothers, like before music even started. Like we were literally like brothers. Like we grew up like brothers. We always at his house. We would go around our house. Or we just hung out together like all the time. This even before music. That time we just like all the time, like Chris says, he was the live wire to the group. Like, I'm like, Chris, he's a lot laid back. I'm a little bit, more talkative. And then Pint is he's just next level on everything. He don't give a fuck. He just says what he wants to do. And like, every group has one of them. Like, them people who just does just some of the craziest, stupidest shit ever. Like, man, he was our guy. It was, and I won't even lie. I think, like after he passed, I think that kind of took a piece of me from music. Like the way I feel about music now ain't the same as it was before, and I keep telling, I probably tell Chris, I probably tell like a lot of people that's too close to me, and I'm like, man, I just don't feel the same up there no more. I usually like, whenever I'll say something about retirement, I don't want to do music, and then I get on stage and that fire comes back like this, you know what I'm saying? You're like, man, it was just electric up there. It just... You
got to get your feet wet again to realize how wet the water is.
Man, I didn't perform a few times, I did that, and it's just the fire just doesn't pop back together like that.
Yeah.
I think when he passed, I think he took a piece musically, you know what I'm saying? Because we started, there was that pad and that pen from jump that,
Well, like you said, that started before the music started.
Yeah.
I could imagine that would be an extremely devastating blow to take, and one that's going to have a lasting impact, and I could totally understand it altering your perspective and the feeling of music. That was something that you started together, and
right. You know what though? One thing a lot of people probably didn't know about Pint. Pint was a great rapper. When you met him, you see how Pint was. He just didn't give a fuck. But Pint was talented outside of music. Like he can fix shit.
Do tell.
Pint was the project, but God.
Lee. Now see, this is stuff that you don't hear on
telephone
TMZ.
up in the basement. Remember, we got a telephone in the basement. Pint come, turn around some wires here and there. We got a telephone going in the basement like, dude.
Yes, I swear. He was Project MacGyver. He'd hook it up.
Oh my goodness. Probably built a microwave out of an old TV, hooked it up downstairs. You could probably still watch it.
Okay. He was smart as shit like that. He was smart as hell. You was in there like, dude, how the hell do you know that? If you know Pint, you wouldn't expect him to know certain things that he know, but certain things he would just like.
You don't judge a book by its cover.
Right. Yeah. Because like you can see most of the time, like Pint liked to drink a lot.
Here we go again.
He was going to drink. Like he was going to get his drink on now. He was the party of all parties. Like when he get going, ain't no stopping him. And it was just when he just done so much crazy ass shit. We'd be mad as hell and tell him I want to wear his ass out sometimes. Like motherfucker, you're fucking up. Like. And then, at the end of the day, he's like, man, I don't give a fuck y'all. He be talking to us like we fucked. I'm starting to think like, hold on, did we mess up? Because he be talking to us like we done messed up.
Yeah, and y'all be truthful. You still hear it in your ears. You still hear it.
Every time, like, dude, it's like ever since like he been gone, like it's like damn dream about him every week, though. Like, and it be like that make me really like he be still here, like. Every time it's just something just always comes up to remind me of, it was just like, I'd be like, man, I know Pint with a, or, it's just certain stuff that how you be in certain situations, Pint he would have done this, he would have said this. Like, I would just do crazy shit with him. I'd be like, I'd go just fucking with him. I go like, hey, Plank, man, they talking about they ain't finna pay us for this show. That's my favorite line to him. He like, what? Who? Where he at? I see him over there, and I sit back in the corner laughing while he going there going off for no reason. Man, he did a lot of stuff. A lot of stuff he just, a lot of stuff he do. Like, a lot of stuff I can't say on camera, but that'd be like back. Yeah, it gotta be like backyard barbecue conversations. You be like,
I'll book it. Let me know. We can schedule that one.
Right? Yeah, I'm talking, it's like you'd be so funny. You'd be sitting there laughing so hard. Like I'd be sitting there doing like, dude, why would you do that, man? Why? Like, it was just he just did stuff, man, and just didn't give a fuck. I ain't gonna lie. He just didn't. When he got to a certain point, he just didn't give a fuck. And then just seeing him gone, like the day like that I even get to hear that he was gone, it was just like surreal because I was asleep. I was in my basement asleep. And I was just having to wake up and some million phone calls. Like, what the hell is going on? Like, why is everybody calling? And then you call back and it's like, and I'm like, what? I said, you get all your information from Facebook. Facebook's like the news now.
Oh my goodness, Facebook
tells everything. It tells everything.
I'm trying to tell you, man.
When I go on there and I see
social media taking over.
Yeah, that's the new.
It is. Nobody watches it.
No, go to Facebook. You want to find anything out.
And social media, period. Literally, YouTube, TikTok, all of them. You want to know something? I don't watch Fox. Who watches news? Again, that requires cable. Who the hell got that no more? Nobody watches that.
Right. It gotta come on. Gotta come on Facebook. Gotta be on. Gotta see a Facebook thing. And the headline gotta be something that I'm intrigued by.
Right.
There's this world beneath the surface, a place where raw talent lives, where voices go unheard until now. Welcome to Underground Nation, the home of the unheard, the stage for the next wave, the movement where artists, entrepreneurs, and creators rise from the shadows and take their place in the spotlight. Head over to underground-nation.com, download the app today, and step inside the experience. Dive into exclusive news articles, unfiltered reviews, powerful podcasts, and a full collection of magazine issues showcasing talent from across the globe. Discover your next favorite artist before the world catches on.
But
you've got Last Ride coming. What's the energy behind this album? Is it a closing chapter or a new beginning?
Never know.
Ooh, never know.
But the energy behind it though is just it's that we taking it back, but it's that newborn shit. We got 12 tracks. You got anything that you want, any type of song that up feeling that you need. You know what I'm saying? You're going through. It's on there. It's hard.
The singles, I'm Me, Cold Blooded, and now Listen. What story are you telling across this rollout?
Basically, okay. With the I'm Me, that came out first. You're just basically saying, no matter what, through all the years, 30 plus, whatever, we gonna stay the same. No matter, we ain't gonna never change. We're gonna adapt to the times, with the music, but as far as like us, individuals, as a group, we ain't gonna never change. But then at the same time, we also had to let them know, we still cold-blooded at what we do. Don't take it lightly for us saying that we, like me or whatever. And then, to Listen, what just dropped today is basically saying, we hear y'all. Y'all talking, y'all saying we fell off, y'all saying we washed up. Where all the shit that's been said, we hear it. We've been listening. So it's just basically a statement song. So, whoever out there listening right now, go check that out.
Absolutely. You heard it. Hint, hint, wink, 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 wink.
Right. Yeah.
So after 30 years in the game, what's one financial mistake you wish you could go back and fix early on? I know Nitty talked about this a little bit.
For sure, right. It was like, yeah.
My main thing I would say is, if we just learned the game, like just paid attention to the business, but we didn't know no better, so coming from the street, coming from the projects, but early on, if we would have just sat down and learned,
we wouldn't be, we didn't, I don't think we how Dirt Network came up, like, we go to the studio, be there 24 hours, do one song. Before we used to go to, and we would go there and we was just lollygag. We was sitting there getting drunk, eating, and make one song. A 24-hour span, like we just had to be there all day and do one song. We did that for so long. Like when we first got jumping, we first started. Like I think that was money. Like, but you know, the people who were putting up on it, they was making money every day, so they didn't money at that point. That didn't matter. You know, when you get it fast, you can blow it fast, like it was what it was.
Ain't that the damn truth?
Man, it was you know, it was like a lot of things. Like I think we should have stayed with Psychopathic. I think we should have seen through. I think we should have seen it through. I think that would have set us up better financially down the road, and I think it would have like more solidified our positions down the road. You know, so if you know we was not going to be on the same label or whatever, it would have still put us in position to end up in a better spot than when we left off. You know, I believe we left too early. I think we could have capitalized. We could have still capitalized big time after that. But after that, like they had all the connections to everything, so we didn't know nothing. Everybody, you know how many times like somebody would tell us that we've been looking for y'all. We've been looking for y'all. We've been looking for y'all. Looking for y'all. Right.
But
nobody. But see, they didn't have the connections to us, like because they was all through Psychopathic, and Psychopathic wasn't going to give. You know, they wouldn't. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. We know how that go.
Yeah. You know how that works. So it's like you know that was I think that was like more of a business mistake. You know, then it was financially because it hit the purse hard, you know. And then I think after that, I think we started kind of I think we devalued ourselves early,
right.
You know.
So do you feel like independent artists today understand the business side better, or are they still getting taken advantage of in different ways?
So I mean,
I think most of them, I think most of them do, because now everything is so much in algorithm. Like you can falsify your net worth with algorithm, with internet. Like you can make something seem like everything now is perception. It ain't even what it is, it's what you can make people believe it is. Right. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to, it is, you know, what you can make people believe is everything. I was sitting watching it happen. You know, if you can make people believe that you're this, that, then that's what you are.
I definitely believe that. Absolutely. Do you feel like consistency or strategy matters more in today's music industry?
Consistency. But if you consistent, as you being consistent, a strategy will come along. As you know what I'm saying, the more consistent that you are, because you're learning that you go, the more and more you're putting stuff out. You know what I'm saying? You're seeing what's working and what's not working. That's going to help you build a strategy. So if you stay consistent, you're going to eventually just be like, you know what I'm saying? Like, well, I did this last time. It didn't really work too much. The numbers wasn't right, but I did it this time. So I'm going to switch it up and, you know what I mean? So it'll help you build your strategy.
You got to tweak things a little bit sometimes. Sometimes you don't go to the exact thing the way you have it. You tweak it a little bit and then, boom, it goes the way you need it to go.
That's right. I feel that. Consistency does lead to it. The more consistent you are, the more confident and you know, capable you become of it, because then it's just second nature. And then you can start seeing things and realizing the patterns and all that. Yeah. Absolutely.
It helps you build strategy. Yeah.
So for artists out there grinding right now with no support, what's the one thing they need to understand if they want longevity?
It's the best working for. They have no support, they better get it.
You got to build a team.
Y'all better get your suspenders on, get some support.
Yeah, you got to have a good team. If you got a good team, because a lot of artists, they try to be the artist, they try to be this, they all these wearing these different hats. But if you build a team, you know what I'm saying, you can focus on being an artist. You know what I mean?
Because you can bring yourself out doing that.
You bring
yourself out doing that. Like, you know, we had the thing of doing that for most of our career. You can bring yourself out doing that. Like, you know, you trying to do too much. But the thing about that, though, when you try to put somebody else in charge of that, they have to know their job and, hey, this is your job. This is what you're in. And they have to do that instead of, a lot of people, they want to be the artist too. And that's the hard thing, like when you get out on the road, like for them to be able to balance that. Like they want artist respect. Instead of, you know, doing your job, you know what I'm saying? Like, hey, dude, if everybody do their job correctly, we in a good spot. But it's always a few that want to do something different. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, there's always a few, man. Always a few.
It's always, because they want to respect. But we can get paid if everybody does their job, you know what I'm saying?
No, people don't understand that. You know, I feel like a lot of people are used to starting, you know, like back in the 90s, in the old school era, working that hard, that nitty gritty, literally, and nowadays it's a whole different ball game. You literally have to depend on a machine, your team to work and function like a machine. Everybody has to play their part, or else you're fucked, bud. You can't take it over by yourself anymore. That is not how. The days of being a solo, independent, successful artist are long gone. That don't happen anymore.
Right about that.
Yeah, and I feel that a lot of independent artists, you do. There's a lot more support, but there's the things of nobody knows how to use it. You think of the underground, how many of them are in tune to the technology? How many of them are in tune to social media, to how to actually market and promote and to utilize those things? That's, that's one thing that we're trying to do, here with the Underground Nation. This is the whole point of what we're trying to build and to teach and to grow, because I genuinely feel that, a lot of guys don't understand like what y'all had to go through to do that, and to try to do that now on your own, homie, you setting yourself up for failure.
Right. About that.
I think it's easier to get promotion from one side of the country to the other. That's what makes it a lot easier, because all you do is pick up a mic, put a camera in front of you, and go.
Right.
Go. And there you go. Like you're off and running at that point. Back then we didn't have that kind of access. Honestly, we had to drive to here. If you wanted to talk to people in California, you had to drive
to California.
Yeah.
You had to get your ass in the car.
They didn't have emails. No emails, none of that was like big at the time.
Right.
Everything at that point, as far as like that, was like non-digital, like, and then it started to gradually start to get there, and then that to we was in reels. And anybody who knows about reels is totally different. Like people don't even know about reels.
Exactly, that's what I'm talking about. Nobody knows about these things now. And I feel that, that's a huge marketing tactic and tool that a lot of people don't know about. Y'all don't know how to be using them the way you should be.
Right. And I hate the shortcuts. Like, when we doing stuff, I like to, like, if we got to go the long way home to get what we want, get what we need to get, then I like going a long way home. I hate the little shortcuts sometimes, because, like, sometimes it takes away from the work ethic. Like, people don't.
You're absolutely right on that one.
I hate it's like walking through somebody's yard, when they tell you not to, like, like you go in the car, I'm just gonna cut to the yard and get there faster. Like, knowing that your mother's gonna either send their dog with you, or there's gonna be an altercation. Like, go the long way home. Sometimes that's just a better thing to do. Like, just going a long way home.
Slow down and enjoy it, because that's honestly, when you take it too fast, you miss, and that's when you mess up.
Yeah. You got to think something. A lot of people don't think things through on the moment, but it's on the fly. So especially when you're doing something on the fly, you're like, okay, all right. Sometimes you got to sit back and think before you respond to certain things, certain people with things. You got to think first, then respond. A lot of people, we just say something, especially when you get alcohol involved, and then it's just whatever. It's like,
there ain't no thinking on that one. You know how this is. Well, actually, there is some thinking, because then you sit around and think about nothing, and then that's how teams are formed. That's how projects are born. I get that, but you're right about that, and I preach that all the time myself. Don't make decisions based off impulses and emotion. Take time to think about what you're gonna do before you do it, because it might fuck your ass over in the long run.
So when you do it, you ain't no taking it back.
No, it's a one and done.
No taking it back.
Some artists wait to be discovered. Others step into the shadows and take their shot. Welcome to Mic Check Thursday, hosted by the host with the ghost, Bounceball Boogie. Every week, the boogeyman opens the gates, searching for the realest voices in the underground. No industry politics, no fake hype, just raw talent and honest feedback. Think you've got a hot track? For just 99 coins, submit your song and get one guaranteed play live. Get reviewed by Bounceball Boogie and the full panel of creatures from the Boogieverse. And if your sound hits different, you might earn something most artists never get: a personal invitation to a spotlight interview on the official Underground Nation podcast. This isn't a contest. This is a gateway to exposure, to community, to your next level. Join us live for Mic Check Thursday. Bring your track, bring your courage, and step into the Boogieverse. The Underground is watching. Are you ready to be heard?
So, what does success actually look like to you now compared to when you first started?
With me, I say when the times, all the things that we done like to help and pull other artists, you know what I'm saying, up. That's a real sign of success. Like, you know, you did something when you're in a position to put somebody on your, you know what I'm saying, your platform or on your stage or on your whatever it's with the album, whatever it is, to help them be successful. You know what I mean? A lot of people think just success is about just money. It's not, you know what I'm saying? Because if you can help others build careers off what, you know what I'm saying, what you accomplish, I think that's, you know what I'm saying, like one of the biggest success, you know, that you can have or whatever.
I totally agree. Totally.
Yeah. And that's what we all about. We, you know what I'm saying, our whole career, we all about, been always about that. Like, you know, if we can
networking, connecting. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Speaking of that, where would you guys send me right now if you could point me to the next artist for me to sit down with? Who would you send me to?
So quite a few though. We got a couple. Probably Light. Yeah, we got Light. We got
Get with me. Give me a list. Let me help them. Let's help get that word out and get it spread and network and connect here.
You did Schizo yet?
I have not. We're gonna have to do some more. Absolutely.
They got the same underground grind that we did, like, so they can help you tell you from a different perspective of how, you know.
Let's make it happen. Let's make that happen. Let's give them some light and get them in the hot seat and do this too.
Yeah, it's quite a few.
Absolutely. No, let's do it. Give me a list. Give me the whole cookie jar. I'll take it.
I'm gonna hit you with a list. I'm gonna hit you. Yeah.
Absolutely. I truly enjoy being able to sit down with you guys and share this and have this opportunity, you know, and I would love, you know, in a few months, you know, hey, let's do a follow-up, another one. I would love to be able to do that with you guys. So Project Born, anything we may have forgotten to promote, any shout outs, thank yous, please take this time to share.
Yeah, the new single, I know we talked about that, touched on it, Listened, available, dropped today, you know what I'm saying? It's available on all streaming platforms. The website, therealprojectborn.com, you know, our Facebook, Project Born, Instagram, The Real Project Born. And just be looking out for that new album, Last Ride. You know, we got quite a few things that we know working on, you know what I'm saying? Got some videos coming up that we finna be shooting and, you know.
Hall Rock, September 27th. 26, 24 to 28, something like that.
Yep.
It'll be nice.
You know, we got the Monster whole crew coming, so.
Yeah, what's going on with that? You
heard something going on with that one? Yeah.
I heard something going on, a little something, little birdie. You know, I got ears everywhere.
Yeah, we working. Everybody working. Midwest Syndicate, Corey Farmer, Light, us. I'm
gonna be sitting down. I'm gonna be sitting down with a lot more people here soon.
Yeah. We got another surprise coming too. That we gonna announce soon, you know what I'm saying, about an artist, so.
Well, we definitely gonna be in connection on that one. Yeah. Absolutely. Well, I genuinely appreciate you guys again sitting down. Y'all, that right there, that's not just music, that's experience, that's scars, that's wisdom. Shout out to Project Born for pulling up, sharing their journey, and keeping it real with us tonight. Much respect for the legacy, the grind, and the message. Y'all already know what to do. Make sure to go tap in, like, follow, and subscribe to Project Born on all social and streaming platforms, and run those numbers up. If you enjoyed this conversation, and I know you did, head over to underground-nation.com to discover more incredible artists making noise underneath the surface. And if you feel like you've got something to say, something to show, something the world needs to hear, don't wait. Submit your information right now to ugnpodcast@gmail.com and get yourself featured. This has been your girl, Feral Minx. Stay feral.
Thank you.
Absolutely. I greatly appreciate it again, guys. I'll be in touch.
You take care. You have a good night.
Much love. You guys have a good night.
Thank you. I know he told us to hold on, right?
Well, there you have it. Another legendary conversation has officially entered the history books. And somehow, nobody flipped a table, started a rap battle in the parking lot, or summoned a demon through bad financial decisions. A huge shout out to the legendary Project Born for pulling up and proving exactly why real legends never fade. They just get louder, wiser, and slightly more dangerous with age. Make sure you go like, follow, and subscribe to Project Born on all streaming and social platforms. and run their numbers all the way up before you embarrass yourself by telling people you support underground music but haven't streamed a single song. Yeah, we see you. And if you love this conversation, and let's be honest, if you didn't, your playlist probably consists entirely of hold music and bad decisions. Head over right now to underground-nation.com to discover more incredible artists making noise underneath the surface. And if there's an artist you want featured on the show, don't sit there whispering their name into the void like a haunted Build-A-Bear. Send your request right now to ugnpodcast@gmail.com. That helps us know your audience actually wants to hear from them and gives us one more excuse to continue causing beautiful chaos. Until next time, support real artists, stream independent music, and remember, the mainstream is crowded. The underground is where legends are buried and reborn.